best Kazuya in Europe, to my knowledge. Spain and Germany, they're not too far, but they're not too close. So I really don't know which character Riddles is going to go with. I think Terry probably fares better on paper, but it all comes down to what he's feeling, right? We've seen Riddles make these switches in a lot of different positions that might not make sense necessarily, but it usually works out for him. Like, his intuition on his character choice is always pretty solid. It looks like it's going to be Kazuya for game 1.
Yeah, and Riddles is famous for reverse 3-0ing someone after he switches his character, whether it be the switch to Kazuya, whether it be the switch to Terry. And like you mentioned, Terry going to be more of that mobile type fighting game character, but Kazuya, you're going to get more bang for your buck, right, on these connections. Electric, obviously, one of the best combo tools in Ultimate here, but we'll see how Siski does. I mean, Sam is a character that has kind of ticked up in popularity, right? And we even see players like Yaoda getting the upset on Spargo at Copper Ruby 10.
Dude, I also would love to point out that Siski is playing regular Samus instead of Dark Samus, which he plays almost exclusively. The differences between them are almost non-existent, but one really does matter, and that's the size and shape of her hurtbox during her double jump.
Yes.
So maybe Siski particularly chose regular Samus to shrink out of some combos from Kazuya when he spends that jump.
Yeah, and one of the main reversals from ledge that Kazuya is going to go for is that jump or ledge jump into the side special. And, I mean, Samus Bomb always going to be there, or the threat of charge shot really going to shut down that reversal from Kazuya from the ledge. So we'll see. It's going to be really hard for Riddles just to get in general. Goes for the ledge roll, gets covered with the up B, but Kazuya extremely heavy. I always say that it's Bowser in a suit, the charge shot to the face, and Siski going to take stock 1.
That was quite nice from him. Like we said, control-based character, right? Once you get to the ledge, you often don't make it back to center stage. Kazuya kind of short on options for that position in general. We saw the charge shot trade with the laser from Kazuya as well. Clearly, there's a winner in that exchange, and it's going to be Siski. Oh, the missile with punishing the electric right there, and suddenly lapping Riddles in percent. This is looking so good for him game 1.
Yeah, and I think Riddles is only at this point connected 1 or 2 electrics. Oh, going to get back to the ledge here. Siski taking his time. There's so much to respect there, but going to ledge jump over the punch there and getting the charge shot.
Oh, and the rock call out with another one.
All right, we might see the early switch to Terry right now, because right now, I mean, Riddles can't get anything started. Finally connects the electric into the back air, but you're down an entire stock, and I think Siski is going to stick to the strategy, not trying to get electric right now.
This is normally where we would say, hey, one grab and it could be even. But, again, completing those death combos on Samus, due to her weight, due to her floatiness, due to her amazing escape tools like up B, it's much easier said than done. I really don't feel like Riddles is going to be able to rely on that throughout this set. He's got to get it done the hard way.
Oh, almost catching the air dodge with that up tilt, setting up the power missile for the tech chase, and this is the optimization we're seeing from these Samus players, right? Going for the charge shot here. Yeah, just holding that stage control as long as you don't get reversaled, and catching the lazy laser. I always like to call it the lazy laser. And a lot more players are getting more adverse to that and getting punishes on it, because a lot of times Kazuya will go for that free stall, and no players are really in position to go ahead and punish that. But Samus, well, you can punish that from halfway across stage with that charge shot, right? So a little bit more luxury in terms of positioning.
As long as you're on the same horizontal plane as him, you can punish it with Samus.
There you go. There you go.
So, yeah, I mean, that was a pretty dominant game 1 from Siski. I mean, let's not forget, this guy had one of the best 2021 seasons of pretty much anybody, making it, I believe, to 9th place at the Smash World Tour Championship. Just killer runs along the way as well. He helped put Samus back on the map. I mean, it's long been Quick from Germany, who's been considered the best European Samus. Siski came out in a big way, put himself on the map, and here he is against one of the top 10 in the world, doing amazing stuff to start the set off. I don't know, Riddles, sticking with the Kazuya, not sure if I'd like it, but he does really like Hollow Bastion. Oh, you're still alive. Yeah, okay.
I thought the chop was going to be the end of that first stock for Siski, but not going to be enough. That down smash is going to be one of the few smash attacks that goes for that spike, right? Very similar to Bayonetta. Also having the armor on smash attacks helps a lot too.
Trying to slap all his troubles away with the slap chop.
But here's the bomb, the patent.
Yep, you got to stop doing that, Riddles. Siski is ready for it. Oh, and it looked like he was ready for that air dodge to the ledge. He knew that was Riddles' last resort to get back, but just a little too late on letting it rip.
And it's a great thing to point out as well is we have Quick here, we have Siski here, and we have Yaoda here. Yeah. So a lot of the Samuses, I mean, pretty much every single Samus in contention for best Samus in the world is here. So I can't wait to see the placements after this tournament to kind of not really settle it, but, you know, put a little bit more information down on the table, right?
Add some context, let's say.
Yeah, a little bit of context.
I'm not going to lie, man. I think Yaoda is the front runner in my brain. I've watched a couple of his sets over the past few weeks. You know, that Golden Week marathon of tournaments. that every Japanese player showed up to, and he really impressed me. But that said, Siski, he's been on my radar for a long time, and for good reason. Look at what he's doing to Riddles right now. My God, 90% and counting on the second stock already. How do you get back from this?
Okay, not going to catch the ledge roll. The rage drive is online here. Finally, Riddles feels like a little bit of stabilization here with the rage drive. Everything going on point here, and now finally going to level the playing field in terms of stock count, but the percentage a little bit different.
And you have the rage drive intact as well. So if Riddles is able to tack on, let's say, 80%, and just lands any version of that rage drive near the corner on Samus, it's curtains. Kazuya, obviously insane X Factor, really good at making these comebacks, but not when you're not glowing red anymore. Now, once again, he has to get it done the hard way. Really gonna have to work for this kill. And yeah, you have only up B left. Wow, circumnavigating the bombs perfectly right there. That's kind of reminiscent of Game & Watch's Bacon, right? It does the ledge trap for you, but yeah, if Siski's not able to land that final piece of the puzzle, he's not going to find a kill.
Still alive here. Can you utilize this rage, Riddles, to get some kind of conversion, some kind of electric opening? And the answer is no. Siski is so clean with this advantage state, with the ledge trap, with the offstage, and just, again, not a lot of electric connecting for Riddles, forcing Riddles to use some of these aerials for approach, up airs, fairs, nairs, and still trying to convert off it, but just not getting too much.
Oh, no.
Okay, low percent, the back air doesn't connect, but right back to the ledge. Here is a conversion here on to the platform, but Siski getting out, getting both hits of that neutral. I love the shield pressure.
Siski in such a winning position at this point. Oh, wow, not even dropping the bomb, just looking for a spike. Wanted to finish that game off, or at least set up a tech chase if Riddles pick jump from the ledge. Oh, hold on, greedy option to get back, though. Riddles going to connect with the side B, but not the crumple. That could have been huge for him.
Here's the electric. Oh, waits a little bit, maybe not having faith in that electric. Kind of Deers in the spotlight here. Okay, going to the ledge with the side B, gonna wait out the bomb, the regrab, and that's one thing you can punish your opponent for. If they're at roll distance, are they ready to punish the regrab?
Yeah, that's typically a get out of jail free card unless your opponent is plugged in and they know that you're living in fear of them, right?
Right.
That said, if I'm Riddles, I'm certainly living in fear of Siski. 2 very solid games in a row. The Kazuya really not showing up, and I think, Charles, this is where we're going to see the Terry. When he's pushed to his limits, when he's down 0-2, it's very typical of Riddles to switch it up. And, you know, not only was he not landing a lot of electrics, he was not getting a lot out of his electrics. We saw one electric to back air kill, and then everything else was kind of just very middling in terms of how much reward he got. But
wow, sticking it out with the Kazuya. Very interesting pick coming out from Riddles. Like you said, traditionally, this is the turning point where we see Riddles switch either from Terry to Kazuya or Kazuya to Terry, but going to stick it out, have faith with the Kazuya here. And I think Riddles just has to realistically be more ready for these confirms. We've seen Riddles get a handful of openings, but we usually see Riddles go much farther with these openings. And maybe Riddles just putting so much mental effort, his mental stack being occupied by getting the hit, he's not really converting when he does get the hit, right? But maybe we could see a switch up here on game 3.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Riddles got to dig deep for something. Again, the combo game not being what it's supposed to for Kazuya, right? Dealing with this super floaty character, and also you're just denied so many opportunities to open her up in the first place. These projectiles, the normals even from Samus are a lot longer than Kazuya's, and that's just such a thorn in Riddles' side. Not the best DI on that up B either, but fortunately still a low enough percent that it didn't matter.
Tries to go for the grab here. Again, the cross-up with the Nair, getting both hits. Siski, a master of this character, setting up the bomb and the charge shot to follow, barely surviving, but the double jump gets burned. We are going high to the sky, directional air dodge to the ledge. No, the roll does not get punished. Riddles is back on.
Yeah, the C-stick betraying Siski right there. That's something that happens a little more than you'd like it to in this game, but Hell's Gate gonna send her straight to hell, or at least to the East Coast. What's the difference?
All right, the up air is still not enough. The forward air should do the trick. Surely, even if you're Kazuya at 180% center stage, now even in stocks here, the down throw using the intangibility of the throw, the sequence throw, if you will.
Yeah, the camera angle shift, man. I still don't like that. I'm going to just say it right now. Why does he get a special camera shot for his throw, dude? Like, it's not that serious. Just combo me in peace.
It's because it's Bandai, baby.
Yeah, right. That's true. They did work on the game, so a little self-insert there for Harada, I guess. Either way, we're going to see Riddles finally not just up, but up in a big way. Very healthy second stock, still alive for him here. Okay, finally get some good reward, but it's only 35 at the end of the day. Oh, never mind.
Can you make it
Never
back?
mind.
We talked about the punish game, and you know what? I think Riddles Riddles up the punish game just a tad bit on that game number 3. We saw the Electrics connected. We saw Riddles on stage more, just in general, right? The first 2 games, it always just felt like Riddles was on the ledge, off stage, and I think Riddles really tightening up the neutral, and on top of that, tightening up the punish game, and sticking it out with Kazuya. We were doubting it.
Yeah.
And Riddles just having faith, knowing exactly the mistakes he made, knew exactly the adjustments he needs to make. Now he finds himself in a game number 4 with a little bit of momentum. We'll see if he can ride that momentum all the way to game 5. And honestly, this is going to be one of the harder draws for Riddles when it comes to his character lineup. A character like Samus is going to be a thorn in Riddles' side when it comes to his character lineup.
Exactly. Like, Kazuya and Terry, don't get me wrong, they're great characters, right? But they don't exactly cover each other's weaknesses. I feel like they lose to a lot of the same character archetypes, and that's really unfortunate for a player like Riddles. Sometimes you are going to run into these really good players of, say, zoners, right? Yeah. Or like a Game & Watch that both Kazuya and Terry have an awful time with, and as one of the best players in the world, when other top-level guys like Siski, like Meister and Mia, for example, are all over the place in the later portions of bracket, you need some kind of recipe for success. We're going to see him get away with the laser stall that time. Okay, he's back at center. Jab, jab. Oh, looking for a crumple. He wanted everything right there. Instead, he gets absolutely nothing other than a back air to the face. 1 stock down. 75% though, it's still doable. The bombs are just always going to be in the way though. It feels so impossible for Riddles to get a clean hit.
Yeah, and Riddles really gambling it on that reset, using the armor to go through the bomb there, and that is a command grab you can use in the air, that down special, right? You can also use the input for that added knockback and damage here. Going to go ahead and reflect the missile with the kick.
Yeah, but Siski ready for that. He's like, all right, I'm jumping right over my own missile just in case you send it back my way. Riddles, if you land an electric anywhere near the corner, it's going to be huge for you, but he knows, Siski knows that Riddles is desperate to get in, catching these tech rolls to center, for example. Oh, and the air dodge even. Yeah, that's a Canadian air dodge right there, bro.
Yeah, and right now, Riddles is struggling so much in this game number 4. Had amazing adjustments coming into game 3, but Siski just answering back with adjustments of his own on this game 4, and now racking up a 3-stock maybe? Okay, Riddles going to answer back with the command grab, but it's still not enough. Has the ledge trap here.
It's just like, how do you come back from this? Oh no, Riddles slipping off the ledge. He certainly didn't want that. The jab not killing, but the laser will do the job. Okay, we just need 1-0 to death. And then we're looking at a real set, Charles. But I don't know, Siski, he's camping the top platform, now camping the center platform, just raining bombs on top of Riddles' head. Yeah.
I mean, essentially the bomb insurance, right? But using the armor from the grab into another throw, the electric onto the platform, no. But Riddles still catching it, getting the kick into the electric, the up he should. No, the back air is going to be the answer. You asked for a 0 to death max. Well, Riddles is going to deliver.
All right, here it is, Charles. Down to the last stock, potentially last game in winner's bracket for Riddles. And I don't know, as I see those percents climb, oh my God, Town and City with the short horizontal boundaries. You saw it work out for Riddles, but then you saw it work against him immediately after. Still though, great set. You felt the back and forth, the push and pull of the set a little bit, especially once we got to game 3. Looks like Riddles woke up. He came alive, you know, adapting to the matchup. But Siski, just a little bit too much of a force for him to get through.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of times where Siski was able to get a roll read or get an air dodge read after a reset and get the down air into the back air, but a lot of the time it was the sour hit of the back air, right? And Yoda, when Yoda got the upset onto Spargo, we saw a lot of confirms from down air into back air. You need that sweet spot though, right? This time, Siski getting the sweet spot on that back air, and we see how powerful that is coming out from Samus. Actually going to be the move to close out the stock, but honestly, a lot of it was just control, like you said, right? Just feels like this hard control character that is just going to put Kazuya in his place and not really let Kazuya in those scramble situations. Kazuya thrives so many, or gets so much out of these scramble scenarios just because of how strong Electric is, right?
Yep.
And the risk reward of Electric. But incredible job from Siski using the strengths of Samus, and like you said, that floatiness, it can make it a little different to combo off the Electric and stuff. But we saw Riddles adapt going into Electric, into regrabs and stuff like that, but still just was not enough towards the tail end there.
Yeah, just unable to get enough reward on his hits. I think that's the biggest thing, because it's hard enough to open Samus up in the first place, but then when you're only cashing out for 30, 40 damage as Kazuya, who really thrives and depends on that kind of stuff, other than this notable exception where he completely bodied him. Yeah, it's just going to add up over time. You know, that chip damage from all the projectiles or just the big back airs in the corner, stuff like that. If Samus is not only being harder to hit, but also getting more reward for hitting Kazuya, that's a bad matchup. Tough for Riddles to run into that so early in the bracket, but again, that's the draw. That's the luck of the draw for you. You know, that's a struggle of having a secondary that doesn't really make up for your main's weaknesses.
Yeah. And to be fair, there's quite a bit of Samuses in this bracket. I mean,
yeah.
the three best in the world
best
are here.
ones. You know who isn't here is YB. I would have loved to see him come out, but I don't know how active he's been